Okay, our Barvember challenge from Tuesday the 20th of November. I do like questions like this, and again I think they show the value of bar modelling, but these are the sorts of questions where I think a video really helps, because when you look at somebody else's answer, I think it can be quite difficult to see what's really gone on, and they can be quite confusing. So, well, that's just my experience. Okay, so Jack and Zach have some money. Lucky them. Jack has £54 and Zach has £495. Their mum gives them an equal amount of money. Jack now has 1/8 of the money that Zach has. How much money did their mum give them each? Now, this is the sort of question where you might start off drawing a bar. If you weren't very experienced with this sort of question, you might sort of say, okay, I've got Jack and I've got Zach. Let's see, Jack has a relatively small amount and I know that Zach has a lot more. Okay, and then you might add on this equal amount that they both get, and I'm not quite sure where you'd go from there. Or, I mean, that's certainly the boat I found myself in before. This is when you first come across problems like this. So whether the children that you teach or whether your child is ready for a problem like this, I think you'd probably have to guide them through it the first time, and then they'll see what method to use. Okay, so let's I'll show you what I've learnt to do. And this is looking at the end situation, where Jack now has 1/8 of the money that Zach has. Because in this situation, you might be tempted to think, well, okay, that's approximately 1/10 or something like that. But we're not given enough information to draw something. But here we're told that Jack now has 1/8 of the money that Zach has. Okay, so let's do this. So we've got we've got Zach and we've got Jack. Let's start with Jack. And what Jack has at the end is he's got this, certainly with the information that we've got, he's got this £54. All right, this is 54. And he's got an amount of extra money from mum. Okay, so we'll put that in there. Now, what has Zach got? Well, Zach has 8 of these. Okay, this is how we should do it. So we're going to draw a block. If I was really clever, I'm sure there's a way to sort of copy, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, there we go. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, now so that is this, that's showing this bit here. Okay, that at the end Jack has 1/8 of the money that Zach has. Okay, now this is where I think that looking at somebody else's drawing can get confusing, because right, these are all supposed to be the same amount of money here, and when someone else has drawn it, it then looks like, well, hang on, I thought they got an equal amount of money. What you've drawn makes it look like Zach was given 8 times the amount of money, because he's got 8 of these blocks. Okay, no, what it actually means, let's I'm going to shade that in blue. This is the money that Jack got from mum, and look, I'm going to shade this in. This is the money that Zach got from his mum, and they're exactly the same. Okay, what these other blocks represent is an amount of money that is the same as this, but it's what Zach had in the first place. So I'm going to shade them in a different color. Okay, they're worth the same. Okay, they're of the same value, but they weren't given by the mum. Okay, in this case, they weren't part of the additional money. Okay, we've drawn it this way because we're told that Jack ended up with 1/8 of what Zach had. Okay, so this is the bit that's maybe not very clear sometimes when you look at what other people draw. All right, and they make these look the same, which they are in value, but sometimes it can be confusing, you know, and you think that you've got 8 amounts here that are being from the mum. Right, that's not the case. Okay, so what have we got? I hope I haven't muddled you more. So this is 54, this is 54, this is 54, and so on. Each of these is 54. It's just been partitioned up so that it looks the same as this. Okay, so what have we got? We've also got, we know that Zach had 54 at the beginning, and we know that Zach had 495 at the beginning. Now this here is the additional money, okay? This is how much, up to here is how much he had at the beginning. So this is what he had at the beginning, which is 495. Okay, we can do something with this. All right, it says how much money did their mum give them each. Okay, well I know what each of these is worth, and I know that each of these pink bits is the same. So 495 is made up of 8 times 54. Okay, so it's got 8 times 54, all right, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll call this M, shall we? This is going to be M. Each of these is M. Okay, so plus 7M, 7 of those amounts from mum, okay, equals 495. Okay, so we need to figure out what 8 times 54 is. I'm going to cheat here offline. So 8 times 54 gives me 432. Okay, so 432 plus 7M equals 495. So if I take 432 away from 495, then I'm going to find out what the 7M all adds up to. Okay, and that's going to give me, so 495 subtract 432 equals 63. Okay, so I now know that 7M equals 63. I want to find out what M is. I need to divide 63 by 7, and I know that that's 9. Okay, so I now know that each of these little blocks is 9. That one's 9. That one's 9, because remember they're the same value. Just because they're different colours, they're all 9. Okay, and I can't remember what we were asked to do. We were asked to find out how much money did their mum give them each. Well, she gave each of them £9. All right, thank you very much.